Right, as one of the Nolan sisters, Coleen Nolan was born into the spotlight and has stayed there ever since as one of the nation's favourite TV presenters.
Well, the last few years have certainly been a rollercoaster ride for Coleen, and she's now revealing the truth of what really happened during this traumatic time in her autobiography, No Regrets. And it's lovely to see you.
So nice to see you.
Thrilled you're here. So
Nice
this is the
and
second one.
Yes.
And this one, you say, you've been writing for a year, but you had to put it to one side.
Yeah.
And that was because of Bernie.
Yes, really.
So knowing that at some stage you either were going to leave it or go back to it, it was always going to be painful.
It was going to be painful, and it was painful in some respects, but it was also very cathartic for me when I did go back to it, you know. But yeah, you know, it was always going to be difficult. And also at the time, of course, I think the last time I was on here, I was promoting Bernie's autobiography.
Yes, that's right.
Because she was too ill, actually, to come on herself at that point. And so it was all about concentrating on her.
But also quite healing to put pen to paper and to get those thoughts out, because there must have been so much going on in your head around that time.
Yes, there was. I mean, there was, you know, as it's revealed in the book, there was Bernie, which caused, you know, we were under so much stress anyway, you know, as a family with all of that, and then you have your own family stresses, and that affected me and Ray as a couple, and it was everything really. But again, just to write it down and put it all into perspective and just get it all out there rather than hold it in all the time, which I felt I was doing because Bernie didn't want us to let it out. You know, we knew about Bernie a long time before we could tell anybody.
Yeah.
And that was hard.
But also, when you write a book like this, you've got to do this. You've got to tell people you've written it, and you've got to do the rounds.
I know.
And so you've then, not only writing it, we get it quite a lot with people who write their book and say, right, I've put it all in the book, and then you've got to come on, you've got to talk about it.
This is the hardest bit.
Yeah, I'll
And
bet.
actually the audio version was the hardest thing, because that was 2 days of reading it out loud in a studio. I found that really hard. But yes, this bit, you forget about this bit when you're writing it down. It's a bit like writing a diary, and you think, I've done that now.
Yes.
You don't need to talk about it again. And then they go, no, now you've got to promote it. And I find this
The toughest bit.
the toughest bit.
Well, you went to... Tell me about the Venice Beach encounter with the fortune teller.
Well, you know, I nearly didn't put that bit in the book because I thought, who in the right mind is going to believe this? Because I wouldn't, you know, and I've always been very much on the fence when it comes to any, you know, tarot card readers and psychics and all of that. I've wanted to believe, but nothing's ever happened where it's made me believe. And my husband totally doesn't believe in any of it. And it was, I only went, we were in LA on Venice Beach, like you do, and it was my friend actually that I was with, Nick, who was, you know, please, please, I really want to do it, I really want to do it. So I said, oh, go on then. And then she just was incredible. She told me, and at this point I didn't know. I knew Bernie had gone back for tests, but we didn't know what the test results were, and she'd said to me, I'm not telling you anyway till you come home from your holiday. And she basically told me the next 18 months of my life, and there's no way she knew me. You know, I was in America, we're not known in America. She couldn't have Googled any of it. You know, she just told me.
She wasn't fishing for any information, doing that
no,
sort of dry
I purposely sat there and thought, I'm not saying anything. If she asked me anything, I'm going to go, you tell me.
Well, she was very sort of specific, wasn't she? She didn't mention
She
which
thought it was-
family member.
She thought it was me at first. She said to me, as soon as I sat down and did the card, she said, are you all right? And I went, I think so, I hope so. And she said, no, it's not you, it's a family member, it's your sister. And she went, and it's not good, and it's come back, and it's not good. And she said, and she's going to fight it all the way, and I'm sorry, but she's not going to win. And tops, she'll have 18 months.
Well,
Gosh, how did you feel hearing that? Yeah.
I actually, at that point, wanted to upend the table, because everyone I've spoken to said, oh, they never tell you anything bad. Even if they see it, they won't tell you.
That's what I thought.
But bless this lady, she was then frantically turning cards over, and she said, I can't let you leave till I find something good, I can't let you leave. But she told me loads of things about my career, how I was going to make a really big career choice, which of course I was just left loose women after so many years, and she told me so many things, and I walked away. My husband was really angry. He said, I told you, you know, they're full of rubbish, don't go to them. And I got the call the next day.
And what did she say about him? She said he was going to be the one that cried first, didn't she?
About
Ray.
Yeah. And she said to me as well, your husband's, you know, I know he doesn't give you enough, you know, he's not very demonstrative in affections and all of that, but he's going to be really strong for you, but he will feel it probably more than you.
There's also, I mean, I know what another reason for writing the book is that there's sort of stories that are in the paper, some are true, some are false, and it's an opportunity for you to finally sort of go, do you know what? When it comes to things, just look in the book, the answers are all there.
Yeah.
And something that's been focused on quite a lot is sort of family relationships between you and your sisters. And in particular, since Bernie's death and how that has moved on and how that's changed. And to begin with, I think there was a lot of stories saying, do you know what, the rift has been healed, things are better, we've moved on. But that doesn't seem to be the case so much.
Well, it is. It's massively healed. I mean, me and Anne are very much talking again and seeing each other again. And me and my other sister, Denise, who weren't speaking at the time, you know, now we can be in the same room and we can be at family parties and we can be very polite to each other.
So big step forward.
Massive step forward. And Denise wrote very recently on her something she'd written in that she doesn't think we can ever actually be friends again. And I read it and I thought, actually, you know what, she's right, and that's all right. We don't have to be best friends, you know. And I think that's what we've learnt, really, that it's okay.
It seems such a shame, though, because I know when my dad died, we got in touch with members of the family that we hadn't spoken to for a long time. It brought the whole family closer, and you would have thought if you lose a sister out of such a close bunch, that you would have all thought, oh, to hell with this.
Well, we did. I mean, up until Bernie's, you know, the last weeks of her life, and then sadly her death. I mean, this was a point where we'd never spoken for about 4 years, and we were all there with her at the end, and we all spoke because it was about Bernie, and it wasn't. You're right. It put everything into perspective. This is stupid. So it massively brought us together, you know, and we can phone each other and we can text and stuff now. But I think with me and Denise, it's just we're just different people, and I think now that we're older, we can admit to that and say that's okay. We can still be in the same room. We don't have to be constantly in each other's lives. I don't wish her any harm in any way. I only wish her the best. So it's fine.
What is lovely is to see you back on Loose Women.
It's lovely
It feels
to be
right
back.
time. Was it?
It's so long. I was so nervous, and then I got there and thought, no, it's just like coming home. This is what I do. You know, I sit here and talk nonsense.
Does it feel very different to last time you were there?
Yeah, well, there's been a massive change, you know, and there's loads of new people coming in, which freshens it up, and they've kind of changed the format of the show, and yeah, and I just needed that 2-year break, and to be honest with you, I needed a 2-year break because of everything that was going on with Bernie that I couldn't talk about, so everything and everybody was driving me insane. So I'd go on Loose Women and we'd be talking about something that to me was so irrelevant because I knew what was going on at home.
Yes, that's difficult.
And so I'd sit back and then I'd think, this isn't fair on the show, this isn't fair on me. People would say things and I'd want to snap, and I thought I just need to take 2 years out here and be at home.
You also said that that doing Dancing on Ice proved to you that anything is possible. Do it for yourself.
This sounds so cheesy, but Dancing on Ice seriously changed my life. Don't get me wrong, I hated every minute of it. It made me realise what I won't do ever again. But it changed my life because of the fear. And I was fearful every single week. They kept saying to me, no, it'll ease, it'll be fine. It wasn't, it never left me. But every week when I was fearful, and I'd go out and do it and finish it, and still be in one piece, I'd think, I know I'm scared, but I did it.
Yeah.
And so now when people ask me to do things or offer me things that before Dancing on Ice I've gone, oh no, I can't do that. Now I'll go, I probably can't do it, but you know what, I'm going to give it a go, and that's Dancing on Ice.
Did you watch the last one?
Did I watch it? Oh, it was the best. I've never been so emotional, and it was so, congratulations, because it was so well done, and it's taken all these years to see you with skates.
I know!
I so wanted you to fall, I have to be honest. I thought, well, that would just be the perfect ending.
I understand
a Todd
completely
Carty
what you
out
mean.
of the tunnel would have been perfect.
It's so lovely to have you back.
Oh, it's lovely to be back.
Really
Thank
is.
you.
Thank you so much. And No Regrets, that's the book that we've been talking about. And thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, still to come, we meet the man who donated a kidney to deal with the guilt of his past. That's after the break.